Good morning, Greg. Today we're playing Pop.
All right, and this is lesson 138 for your phonics, and it's page 275 and 276. So we're going to play our game of Pop like we have been doing. Now remember, if you get a pop, then
you're out.
Are out. So we'll do
we're actually
we'll do
eliminated.
3 pops
We're
and the
actually
other team.
eliminated? Oh.
Okay, so 3 pops and then we have a winner. So
It's you guys.
boys against girls. So come sit over to you. Okay, so Ben's gonna go first.
Hat, flat.
10.
Oh, that looks like
Ben. Fairy.
Berry.
All right, girls. Frog. Did you say bog or log? Good
I
job.
said log. No!
Show them what you got. Okay.
I got a pop.
Pop. Boys have a pop. Okay.
No.
All right,
I'm sorry.
girls.
No.
Hose.
Oh.
Nose. Or did you think of a different one?
I thought it was.
Oh, rose. You totally had a pop in your hand.
No, I didn't.
Okay, show them what you got. What you got.
Lady, bug, bug.
Bug rhymes with
Rogue.
rug. Good job. Coat.
Oh, I got one.
You say boat. Good job. Or moat.
Oh, what is this? Pen, Ben.
2. Shoe. Did you say shoe? I thought
said
you did.
moo.
Or moo.
Pan, van. Ah!
Fly. What do you
Sigh.
think? Should we say sigh? Try. Bye. Why? Quit cheating. Only pick one up.
Why?
Okay, let's leave some other ones in here. Car. Far. Tar.
Key, me. Ah!
Can. What do you think, girls? Pan. Ban.
Bug. Pop,
Bat.
rat.
Hat. Cat.
Bat.
Oh man, we may have to just do
That's
one more each and see. Bear. Tear. All right.
Blue.
All right, good job.
No, wait, I didn't.
All right, so the boys had 1 pop. Girls
No,
had-
that's not fair. That's not fair.
Girls
Hey,
had-
we didn't do 3. That's not fair.
Don't move it. All right, so in our lesson today, we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to look at our chart for today. So we're going to look at our chart full in beautiful. So go ahead and say that chart with us, and you can do whatever action that you want. Full in beautiful, hyphen F-U-L, say it with us. Air in care, A-R-E, 10 in mountain, T-A-I-N. You're in pure, U-R-E, chur in pasture, T-U-R-E, war in warm, W-A-R, shun in nation, T-I-O-N, shun in missionary, S-I-O-N, Jean in television, S-I-O-N, A in 8, E-I-G-H, in sailor, O-R, in dollar, A-R, sorry it's blurred, I in crystal, Y, air in cherry, E-R-R. Good job, very good. Now today on our page, I hope you have it out in front of you. Ben can go ahead and have a seat. We're going to talk about a couple of different things. Yesterday we talked about using ER and EST when you have a noun. Now remember, a noun that's comparing 2 different things, you would use ER. For example, if I were to go and compare a tent from this year from a tent from that last year, that would be ER. If I'm comparing more than two things, like a bucket full of paint, that was the prettiest that I found, it's EST. So when you're comparing a lot of things, we use EST. Now listen to this sentence and decide whether you would use ER or EST. Here's the first sentence. George is the faster or fastest runner in his class.
Fastest.
You should have chose fastest because we were talking about his class. His comparing him to his class, more than one. Try the next one. Grandma's cookies are the yummier or yummiest cookies I have ever tasted.
Yummiest.
So you should have said Grandma's cookies are the yummier or yummiest cookies that I have ever tasted. Next one. When Josh and Mark played their trumpets, Josh's trumpet was louder or loudest?
Louder. Louder.
When Josh and Mark, it is louder because Josh comparing to Mark.
Wait, I said louder.
He said louder. All right, so good job if you got that. Excellent. So we'll continue to do more of that in the next couple of days. Now, I want to look at our sentence here, and we're going to talk about adjectives again. So let's find our nouns first. So Ben, go ahead and read the sentence right from where you are.
Nouns comparing two things.
Let's read this sentence here, Ben, in
A
red.
large manatee.
Stand to the side and read it, please. Okay.
A large manatee swam slowly under our green boat.
Swam.
Oh, swim.
All right. What were the nouns, person, place, or thing that we found in our
manatee.
sentence? All right. So manatee was a
Person, thing.
a thing. So that's a.
Boats?
So we'll underline manatee. Okay. And then boat. Come stand inside. Boat was your other noun. Now the next thing is we want to find the word that describes manatee. So we're going to look at our adjectives. Remember, your adjectives, you're describing your noun. What words do you see that could describe manatee? What word describes manatee, Ben?
Swim.
What kind of manatee? What word describes what kind of manatee it was? Okay, Ben, you're not.
Large.
All right, so we will circle large. Wait for instructions. And remember what we do, we draw an arrow to what we're talking about. So large, we'll go arrow to manatee. Good. And next one. So Ben will stand over here. So you'll see here in the picture, Ben chose large and he drew an arrow to manatee. Now he also underlined boat. What color of boat? And he chose green. So you should have circled green in your mind. Remember, we circle our adjectives. They describe boat. Now, did you picture a green boat in that picture?
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
Oh, yes.
You should have pictured a green boat. They could have added a word like a huge green boat. That would have described a good adjective to describe boat. So those would be how you'd use your adjectives and matching it to our noun. Now, the next thing that we have here, you'll see, and this is on your page, this is a diagram about alligators and crocodiles. And so today I'm going to tell you a little bit about alligators and crocodiles, and then we're going to talk about the differences, and then we're going to talk about some things that are the same. So sometimes when you're doing stories, they'll ask you to write differences and also things that would be alike. So here's where you're going to start. So listen carefully as I tell you about alligators and crocodiles. Did you know that alligators and crocodiles live in the Everglades National Park, and that's down in Florida? Florida is the only place in the United States where both of these reptiles live. Now, it said the word only. Does that mean that alligators and crocodiles can live any place else?
No.
No, they could, but can both of them live anyplace else?
No.
No, they only both live in Florida. Many people cannot tell the difference, but I'm going to tell you how you can. Both of their animals build nests. They're both reptiles. They both hatch from eggs, but there are differences. So what are some things, Ben, come stand here, that we've said that are the same? What were some of the things that they did that were the same? They both are reptiles. They both hatch eggs. And they both build nests. Those were the same. Now listen for the differences, and Ben's going to tell the differences. Let's see, it says, here's the first difference. A crocodile is green and it has a pointed nose. When its mouth is closed, its upper teeth and lower teeth look as if it's smiling. That's for a crocodile. An alligator is actually black and he has a rounded nose, and when he has his mouth closed, just his top teeth show. If you visit the park, you can see an alligator, but the crocodiles are shy. So alligators actually like to be out in the open. Crocodiles actually like to hide. So they told us that an alligator was, and I'm going to come over here, he had a rounded nose and just his top teeth showed. So that was for an alligator.
Alligators are scary.
A crocodile has a pointier nose and he's green, and you see the top teeth and the bottom teeth. So those were the differences that you could see from a crocodile and an alligator. Now, what were some of the things that we said that was different about an alligator? What did we say about an alligator? He was
dead.
What color was he?
Black.
He was black. Okay. What was something else that they said about an alligator that was different from the crocodile? What kind of nose does he have?
Pointy.
An alligator has
sharp teeth.
you should have said round nose. Good job if you listen to that. And what about, there was one more thing that made him different. It had to do with his teeth. Do you remember, Ben, what they said about his
Only
teeth?
his top teeth could show.
Good job. If you knew that, excellent. Only his top teeth showed. Good, so that was something that was different. Now let's look at our crocodile. Now the crocodile, we said that he had what color of skin? Do you know what color his skin was? What did we say?
Green.
Green. His skin was green. Good. So we'll put this on our diagram. What about his nose? What was his nose? His nose was pointy. He has a pointy nose. And then there was one more thing, something to do with his
Top and bottom teeth show.
All right, both teeth showed like a smile. All right, so I'm gonna do, we'll do this like a smile. Here's my smile. Maybe I'll show my teeth. That kind of looks kind of scary. Maybe that's why they look so scary. I don't know. Now, there were things that we said that were the same. Do you remember what was the same? Ben, do you remember what was the same about both of them? Had to do with where they lived. Do you remember where they lived?
Oh, in the water.
They both lived in, did you say it already? Where did they live? The state of?
America.
Florida. They live in the state of Florida. What else did they do that was the same? What else did they do that was the same? Remember what they did that was the same, Ben? They both, did you say lay eggs? Good job. They both lay eggs. And they both, what do? They both make, remember what they make? They both make, they make nests, and they are both, of course, they are both
reptiles.
They are both reptiles. Good job. Now on your paper, you should have filled this information out. So it's there on the board. Those are things that we all talked about. And then that should be on page 275. And then on the back side on page 276, you will see, we'll do the first one together. American crocodiles live in dark, salty water. Now, crocodiles was, of course, underlined, that's my noun. What word describes crocodiles? American crocodiles live in dark, salty water. You should have circled American, and that goes to crocodiles. How about water? There was actually two words that describe the water. It made me think of it. They said it was dark and salty. Ooh, would you like to be in dark, salty water? I don't think it tastes very good. Now the rest of them you should be able to do on your own. Remember, you look at your noun that they gave you, and your adjective would be in front of it, and it would describe your noun. Now the next sentence section for section 2, they want to know you make your own adjectives. And then it doesn't matter, just as long as it's an adjective. Continue to work on your a and. A, remember, goes after a consonant and goes after a vowel. I hope you have a great day, and we will see you later.